Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the latest episode of Rick and Morty Erickerhead. Let me see. Yeah, so, this one was an interesting one. It definitely went on a very interesting escalation kind of route, and I think it did a pretty good job of exploring Rick's kind of problems in both kind of fronts, since we had this crazy-ass situation pretty much pop up. So we see that Rick, Morty, and Summer are in this place. He's like, this place is great. It's got beer, all you can eat food. You gotta take advantage of this shit. And the funny thing is, after this whole adventure, he kind of doesn't like that they're not as, pumped up for this place. It's like, go ahead, do what you need to do. He's kind of, drunk and everything, trying to portal out. Summer trying to see, who's got the car keys and shit like that. And it's like, why are we doing a car when we've got, the portal, gun thing, as they're kind of, arguing and fighting with each other. While Rick is having his head through the portal on one side and his body with Summer on the other. And then the portal closes and decapitates him. And it's like, holy fucking shit, what's gonna go on here? So, Morty's got the head, and Summer's got the body, and it's like, oh shit, as they're pretty much trying to get their phones and coordinate what's kind of going on. We see that Summer's in a kind of bad part of town, and that everybody's trying to gun for the body, and having to, do weird shit, trying to make sure that it doesn't self-destruct first, and then utilizing it with its different kind of weapons of, shooting shoes at people, and turning into pretty much a scooter kind of mode at a certain point. But he tells Summer to pretty much go for this. One kind of dude is able to do this lung thing to keep him alive for the head, and we see that each one has its different kind of things going on. Rick not being as emotional and driven by his body and libido is able to do things a little bit more reasonably and rationally. Sticky with Morty on a certain kind of bit, because they're like, hey, this kid is being kidnapped by a head, and he's gotta protect Rick's fucking head, because Rick was gonna have his head transplanted on his body, and it's like, fuck that shit. And the doctor's like, alright, let's do this shit. It's like, oh god, they're bringing the security. Morty, you fucking asshole. It's like, you're trying to put your head on my body, you son of a bitch. And they're able to kind of run out. The taxi dude sees the stuff on the TV that's just so funny. Pretty much like, yeah, we pretty much need to stop these people. And he's like, ugh. And then beating his way and getting into this tech place for him to pretty much essentially just eat tech to get crazy shit like laser eyes and all that. And at first he was going to kill these people, but Moore's like, listen, you could just disable them and shit, and shoots the just pretty much puts them down, hacks into the thing. It was like, oh, it's a false alarm, and then they just drag themselves out as they're pretty much trying to meet at this interstellar airport kind of place. Them going across town. Summer getting to this kind of body shot, the dude pretty much putting a thing onto the body for it to pretty much communicate with them. And we're like, okay, we're good. As it starts helping Summer and being actually pretty, more in tune with his heart and emotions and feelings, and be like, hey, Summer, hugging her and stuff like that, before we get them to pretty much the airport, and you think it's going to be this great reunion, and they fucking hate each other, and are trying to kill each other, as we get the battle scenes kind of going on. Battle scenes are really kind of good this season. Even though sometimes it's like, I kind of don't need it on certain kind of episodes, they pretty much have been consistently pretty good, showcasing different kind of things and kind of crazy, wacky shit going on. We got this head fighting his body, just going completely nuts. It's like, oh god, and they're trying to figure out kind of how to deal with this. Them hitting this one person, the body fucked person, alright, get out of here, as Rick was like, I thought there could have been something there. It's like, yeah, we did it done. Now just get the fuck out. But please don't destroy my shop, as they destroy the shop and are kind of going hambo jambo on everything. And they're pretty much in this kind of, I would say, smelting kind of factory, kind of reminiscent of Terminator. So, Terminator 2, specifically, as they're kind of trying to figure out they're trying to destroy each other. He's trying to make his own kind of body. The body we don't really know, because it doesn't really communicate verbally. So it's just to be like, fuck you, buddy. But they get to a point, Summer and Morty are kind of just done with this kind of shit. God damn it, just kind of hash it out. So they go into this shed, and then they come out, and they're back together, and they're like, you sucked yourself off, didn't you? It's like, no. It's like, alright, cool, whatever. But we see that this has really affected him, and he's like trying to get a little bit more in tune and take better care of himself. And then they train, and this is where we see the one bit from the opening where they are doing this whole thing for this swimming kind of event. They kind of win, but, well, they don't win, but they get the bronze medal, and Summer's like, damn, you don't bite the bronze one, it just hurts your teeth, as they're just eating and everything. He gets them up so early in the morning, he's like, God, this is fucking hell. And they're like, oh yeah, and the thing is, he puts them through hell to get them to appreciate the endless smorgasbord kind of thing going on. It's like, okie dokie. Then the post-credits, we see that Morty's checking in on Rick. Rick's doing a portal thing and kind of fakes him out of like, don't do that shit. And he evidently had like a thing with the portal gun now where it won't chop your fucking head off. And then he does like a Looney Tunes kind of shit thing. And that's where we end off. So I really enjoyed this one. It's not like the one that I would put in top tier, but definitely above like middle grade, and definitely above any kind of ones that just really don't work for me. Kind of like the Jerry one that we had Jer Bud. It's like, that one was just all right. This one, I liked how it delved into a crazy, wacky situation, but also got us character development on, okay, yes, you kind of need both Rick's head and his body in order to have a complete Rick, and then how each of those kind of parts get in the way of like, oh, I'm overthinking kind of things, and oh, I'm not thinking things through enough to a degree in regards to, it's like, hey, just fucking this lady could have ramifications and shit, which we might see, which we might not see. She could come back as kind of like a villain kind of thing because they blew a fucking giant ass hole in her shop. But I do like it when they're able to kind of balance that and have a completely wacky situation that gives us insight into the characters as well, while still being entertaining and seeing how they kind of get out of the situations. Like Summer having to utilize Rick's body as a weapon and an escape vehicle. Morty being like, all right, head, do your shit to get us out of this, but don't be a fucking asshole about it. And him actually listening, which was kind of weird. Now, it's not like he completely gave in off the rip, but he's like, all right, fine, let me do this kind of shit. And it is the kind of easier way for him to get out of it. It's like, huh, all right. So it was cool to see those different kind of aspects of Rick at play and actually warring against each other before eventually coming back together by the head blowing him. Mainly that's more implied, but it's so heavily implied as to be pretty much like, yeah, fucking did that. So I am interested to see where we go next and what other kind of wacky shenanigans ensue. So those are my opinions on the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.